Grab your balls and squeeze them as tight as you can until they turn into 2 red balloons. You've got an It review coming at you right now. What's going on, guys? We all float down here, don't we? People ask me, Shane, oh, gee, I didn't know you were a movie reviewer. I didn't know that you went to school, got the skills to be a movie reviewer. I don't have any more skills than you do. This is my channel, and I can do reviews if I want to. This movie woke me. This movie was good. This movie, 8 dead kids out of 10. That's what I'm giving it.
Derry's not like any town I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average.
From the word go, this thing blasted off. If Stephen King could actually write a book as good as this movie was, that would be something in itself. I'm just kidding. This is based on a Stephen King book, and he's a pretty good author of the horror books, of the horror novel. And this fine movie is based on his book, It. With one very huge exception, and that is that the dialogue is 10 times better than it is in that book. Where should I start about this fantastic horror flick called It? I believe his name's Bill Skarsgård, who plays It. He's fantastic in it. I like the way he looked. I like the way he took on the character. I love Tim Curry as the original. That's the only thing that I like about the original miniseries is Tim Curry. And one of my worries going into this is how's this Bill Skarsgård guy going to be able to pull it off? How's he going to be able to do a better Pennywise than Tim Curry? I think they're equal. I think they're on equal grounds because I will always love Pennywise played by Tim Curry, but I think his spin on this character was fantastic. Movie starts off just like the book with little Georgie. You've seen that in the previews. He's got his little boat and he's floating it down the rainy gutters of the small town of Derry when it goes down the drain. And who does he run into but Pennywise? Takes place back in 1989, which brings back memories to me. Man, that's right in my wheelhouse. This is right when I was growing up as a kid. We're talking the video games, the arcade games in the movie theaters, and the bicycle riding, and the friendships and the fun and everything that goes on pre-internet, pre-cell phone, pre-everything. It takes you back to spit it out. A younger time. Takes me back to when I was just a baby boy. Takes me back to young love when I was finding out about the birds and the bees. So the movie starts in 1988. Georgie gets attacked, and then we flash forward to 1989. School's letting out for the summer, and missing kids everywhere. This town has per capita the highest missing kids rate in the world, and it's just like, what's going on? Well, we know that there's a serial killer clown called Pennywise that's attacking the town, and he does it every 27 years. And now's the time. Now's the year that he's attacking, and so these kids set out on a journey. Plays just like the book if you've read the book. Just the dialogue alone between the kids seemed natural. That's one thing that Stephen King seems to have a huge problem with, at least for me, in his books. He doesn't know how to write dialogue that sounds like it's coming from kids, you know? I guess that's because you're talking about a 40, 50-year-old man at the time that's writing a book about, 13, 14, 15-year-olds that live in the 1989. Still, it always seems like he has a hard time with dialogue. This was spot on. This is kids talking without their parents around. This is the way I talked as a kid. There's one thing that really irritates me about the book, and it's the character Richie. Richie's a comedian. He's a funny guy. And in this, he's played by the young kid. I can't remember his name, but he's the star in Stranger Things. And Richie is always making jokes and everything. And in the book, every time he makes a joke, someone in the group of losers says, beep, beep, Richie, beep, beep. That got so irritating in that book that I could hardly get through it. I like that they cut that. They changed all the dialogue in it so it flowed a lot smoother. You can tell these kids seem like genuine friends. There's laughs and goofs and spoofs, screams and scares. Every time Pennywise is on screen is pretty creepy. Some solid spooky parts. Just right out of the gate with Georgie all the way through the movie, Pennywise is really solid. As far as the miniseries that they did back in the day, that was just, we had something. If you liked the book, if you read it and you said, that's a good book, and you had this miniseries that was something. But it had that John Boy Walton on it, and he had that big wart on the side of his face. You know, it was just it was a lot of C-list actors at the time that came together to make this miniseries. And Tim Curry was the biggest star of it, and he did the best job in that. But like a lot of Stephen King's miniseries, like The Stand and many other things that they do, they turn it into a movie or they turn it into a movie of the week. It just doesn't hold up. It's not good. So it was really nice to see this. This is like a high budget deal here, and it's kind of nice to see that happen for a Stephen King film.
Way worse.
I love The Mist, even though that still seemed like it had a small budget. Pet Sematary, fantastic. Seemed like it had a bigger budget, but still not like this It movie. This seems like a big blockbuster, and it was directed by the same people that did Mama. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe this is the second feature that he's done. They did Mama, and then they got the rights to do this film. And I think that dude, I can't remember his name, but I think that guy has a long run of good stuff in his future. All in all, I really thought this was a goddamn good movie. I might go see it again. I'll definitely watch it when it comes out on the red box. And I'm giving it, like I said, 8 out of 10 dead kids. That's like having 8 or 10 stars. Now, you might say, you're no Roger Ebert. You're no Roper and Ebert. What are you talking about? Well, I know my taste buds. And I know my taste buds say that this was a goddamn good movie and is a great take on a Stephen King novel. I would say, dare I say, better than of course, better than the miniseries, but almost better than the book. What do you think about me saying that? So, guys, what did you think of it? Did you see it in the movie theater? Did it scare you? There was a guy dressed as a clown in there, too, which is he looked like he was about 13 years old, and I thought, he was just doing it to have some fun. But comment below. Tell me what you thought. Did you see it? Did you like it? Did you like the miniseries? Did you think that Bill Skarsgård did a good job as Pennywise, or do you think that Tim Curry will always do the best job? Well, I want to know. So like, comment, subscribe, be my friend, and go see that movie. It's really good. You might give it 9 dead kids out of 10. I don't know. But you let me know what you think of it, okay, guys? Well, I'm going to come in for a big kiss, and I'll talk to you again soon, okay? Okay. Bye-bye.